I'm Jennifer Angel. This is my overview for the week of July the 6th. Now, I just finished recording the overview for July for the month, so go and have a listen to that. That's also in written form on my jenniferangel.com site, which goes to New York Daily News.com/horoscopes, okay? And there's a lot of information on that site too, so I'm going to start sort of promoting it a bit more because, I think people don't realize that there's a lot of articles on that site, plus other sites around around the place. So I'm making an effort to be more social network savvy. So not easy, but anyway, it's a learning curve. All right, so let's have a look at this week. So we've just had on the 1st of July, which I know is last week's report, but it's just such a I want to mention it again because it still kicks in that connection between Jupiter and Venus in Leo. It doesn't really get much better than that. I did go out and buy a lottery ticket. It didn't come through, but you know what? I'm just going to buy them pretty well every day this week. So, as they say, you've got to be in it to win it. So, who knows? But there are a number of challenges this month and this week, and there are a number of opportunities. So, as one of my most favorite sayings, which comes from one of my greatest teachers, Dr. John Demartini, life is full of situations that support and challenges, and we need both to enable to grow. So there you are. So first off, from the start of the week, we've got the Sun in an opposition to Pluto. Now, Pluto, of course, sits in Capricorn, slow-moving planet, there for a long time, and the Sun is in opposite, so it's in the sign of Cancer. And we just had the full moon, so it's been a series of things that are just, kicked into place. As I said, go and have a listen or read of the monthly report. I love writing those, so, I hope you enjoy them. But the Sun opposite Pluto this can really set up a bit of a power play, so you want to be careful about it. It also does allow you to deal with issues that perhaps are outstanding, but in that sense it can also be stressful. If you need to make a clean break with someone, then this is the time that can happen as well. But that can be, as I said, stressful in itself, but what comes out of it is going to be much, better. And, clean breaks can just help you cut the ties and just, move on, which is always a good thing. We like to hang on to what we have in the past, even if it's not really suitable because it's familiar and, we want it to be how we want it to be, which is not always the case. But it's not all positive, it's not all negative, rather. The Sun and Pluto in an opposition, it's a very powerful connection, so it gives you the opportunity just to sort of push through and make things happen. And so that's a good thing in that sense. A few days later, on the 8th, we've got the Mars in a trine, which is a more favorable aspect with Neptune. Now, Mars sits in sign of Cancer as well. There's a lot of activity in Cancer this week. Mercury is going to move into this sign as well on the 8th, 9th, and so there's a lot of activity sitting around this Cancer area, which is great because Cancer is a very nurturing sign. It's also a very savvy business sign. I always think Cancers have that ability. In Australia we call it like tinny. It's just like that ability just to know when the time is right, because of course they're ruled by the moon, so they're highly intuitive. They're the ones that know to sell all their stocks the day before the stock market crashes. So that's in Aussie land. It's what we call tinny. I don't think it's a word in the dictionary, but that's sort of what it means. So with all those planets and influences in the sign of Cancer, that to me is a favorable thing. Now, and so we've got Mars sitting there in this trine with Neptune. Now, Neptune, of course, is very imaginative, creativity. With the Mars energy is impulsive, so it can be a little bit exhausting. You want to make sure that if you have a burst of inspiration, that you write it down or put it on the computer. I live on my iPhone, don't we all? And I have like zillion sort of notes in the iPhone there, which I'm always recording things on. Fortunately, I'm on Apple, so everything's backed up everywhere. So, but whatever your process is, you don't want to sort of miss out on recording anything, because you can really get great depth of inspiration and inspired thought over this time, which and this, of course, at the start of July is a fabulous time to either revisit, review, or even to do your goals if you didn't do them. Now, they don't have to be formal goals. You can just, get a journal. I love to write in a journal, and I do both, of course. I'm a Capricorn on the computer and the journal, but what's great about writing in the journal is that you can do it like anywhere. Can I even do it on your phone? But it's just a matter of getting your thoughts down. But what's great about actually writing them is that it's thought that you use different neural pathways when you write. So you open up different or more pathways. I don't exactly know all about that. If anybody has any information on that, I'd love to read it, because I think that's very interesting. You can send that to me at Jennifer@jenniferangel.com. It's my main email address. All right, so, and then at the end of this week, on the Sunday, going through to the Monday, I think it's Sunday night in New York, so it'd be Monday in other parts of the world, we do have a square between the Sun and Uranus. So that's another aspect which gives you ability just to work through things, and another somewhat confronting aspect, but it really helps you just change your life, okay? And so if we want to change our life, then we have to get into that, which my other teacher, John Mark Shaw, says, that uncomfortable point where our life gets a little bit messy, and that's when we know that we're actually moving and progressing and changing, okay? All right, so I hope that something great happens for each and every one of us, and I hope this week, if it is a little confronting for you, I hope that something great comes out of it. And remember, we don't always see the benefit of what's happening in our life right at that moment, but with the balance of energies and the law of opposites, then just know that there will be a benefit at some point or another. Normally when we look back, we can see it. I'm Jennifer Angel. Thanks so much for watching. I'll go ahead now and do the individual reports. Bye for now.